Welcome to Duke's United show, and it's that time. It's a match preview. Manchester United versus Fulham, last home game of the season, and it's gonna be a big one. Even though there isn't much to play for in terms of trying to get Champions League anymore, we've already secured that, so we're happy. But the one thing we do need to do is make sure we have a better season than Newcastle in the Premier League. That's one of the main things that I really want United to do, because I felt like next year would be the time where Newcastle may steal a march on us. But this year I was expecting us to still remain ahead of them. We are slightly ahead of them at the moment. So look, I'm happy. So anyway, here's a bit of news on what's going on here. So having already secured European Champions League football for the next season and coming off an amazing victory against Chelsea, by the way, there's some intriguing factors ahead of this clash. As we know, Man United have the FA Cup on the horizon, and Ten Hag faces the decision whether to rest key. Is he going to rest any key players today and prepare for the game, or is he going to maintain the momentum and keep our main players playing so they're ready for the game? We'll see what happens there. But Rashford, having made his 30th goal, that's a great achievement for him. 30th goal of the season, having scored. What did he score last year? I think it was 5 goals last year. And to get 30 this year, it's a great transformation back to his old self and his best season so far. So, let's hope that continues. He's still young. He's got many, many years to be able to do exactly the same thing. I want to see him still play. I'm sure he'll be asking the manager, can I play tomorrow? I want to still play. I don't want to be rested. So I don't expect everyone to be rested, because Fulham are a good side. We cannot afford to rest too many players. Otherwise, we'll be in big trouble. Fulham still do pose a challenge. They got experienced veteran Willian from Chelsea, who's still leading the attack, doing okay for them. Scored 5 goals this season as well. And our ex-United player, Andreas Pereira, who's actually got 5 goals as well and 6 assists this season. So he will be returning to Old Trafford, and we'll see how he does. Usually players who have played for their own clubs, we all know they come back and they always do well, more often than not. Hopefully it won't be this time. Fulham are going to be motivated to end the season on a positive note. Mitrovic is their top scorer. He's got 15 goals this season, so we do want to keep him quiet. That's actually a good return for a player who scored so many goals in the Championship. And then everyone was wondering whether he was actually going to be able to come into the Premiership and continue that kind of form. He has pretty much for the most part. He's done really well from the times I've seen him. He's like a bit of a brute up front, can play up front on his own, links up, play very, very well. He's a great spearhead of the team, and he can finish whenever he's called upon. So we can't afford to drop too many players out of this side starting lineup and try and rest ahead of the game. I think we need to continue going with most of the starting lineup. I've got Garth's starting lineup. I've got my starting lineup that I believe is going to happen. But let's take a look at the league table first and foremost. So the league table is sitting like this. You can see Man United are third. It's lovely to see us there. 72 points, only 9 points off Arsenal, who have been amazing this season, to be fair. I believe we've had a better season overall. They've obviously had a better Premiership season and played the better football. But if you was asking me, what would you rather have from this season? It would be being an FA Cup final, having won the Euro, having won the other cup, the Carabao Cup, and also secured Champions League. If you ask them, they've only secured Champions League. So I think Man United have had a more, let's say, a better season overall. Newcastle, 2 points behind us. All we need is a win, and Newcastle cannot catch us. Liverpool have already failed with their mission to catch us and get that Champions League spot. So I was listening today. I was on Instagram. It's funny. They put on the headphones, and all you could hear is the Champions League music. And that was a Man United supporter. And then you had the Liverpool supporter putting it on, going, hearing the Europa music. So yeah, Liverpool for the first time in so many years are in Europa. I cannot believe it after they've done so well. But look, they won't be there much longer. We know that. So let's just enjoy it while it lasts. And let's hope that we can get some new players in next season to actually mount a challenge in the Champions League, rather than just get in the Champions League, get knocked out early, and then be back to playing Europa anyway with them. So we don't want to laugh. We can't laugh too long, because the chances are we probably will be in Europa with them, unless Ten Hag goes and gets his men that he wants to get. You can see Fulham here, they're in 10th spot. They're on 52 points. So they're in and around it. They've been doing okay. They kind of a mixed last 5 games. They've won 2, lost 2, and drawn 1. And we've won 3, lost 2. So, look, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens from here. But yeah, we're in a nice position. I'm very, very happy with where we're at. Let's take a look at Fulham's last game. They drew 2-2 with Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, obviously, with their manager back in, kind of coming into a bit of form as well. So to get a draw 2-2 here, let's see who scored the first goal. I think they did. Crystal Palace got the first goal, and then Fulham actually took the lead 2-1, and then Joel Ward scored to make it 2-2. So as always, as usual, everybody's playing 4-2-3-1, and you can see that's the same formation they're playing. Willian's off the left, and Palhinha's in there. I can't see any Pereira, so maybe he won't be even fit. But Mitrovic, he got his 2 goals. He got a penalty and a goal just before half-time as well. So, look, he's a good player. Got to keep him quiet. Fulham, top scorers, as we said before, Mitrovic is on 15, Pereira on 5, and Willian on 5. Keep these 3 quiet. We do a good job. Man United, who's fit? Martinez is out. Van der Beek is out. Shaw came off in the last game looking like he may be out. Anthony obviously looks a bit like a very serious injury, it looked like. It didn't look like anything happened to him, but then, they're the ones who usually are the most serious one. I'm still yet to read up on to seeing what actually happened to him. I'm hoping it's not too long out. Hopefully he'll be back for the FA Cup final. I'll take a look into that in a bit. But yeah, that's exactly the looking for tomorrow's game. I think it's at 4. Am I right that every game's at 4:30 tomorrow? Let me just double check that, because when I was checking earlier, I'm sure it was like that. Let's see. Tomorrow's games are all at 4:30. Yes. And so Arsenal got Wolves, Brentford versus Man City, Chelsea, Newcastle, and then Man United and Fulham. So they're the main games that I want to be looking at tomorrow. See what happens in and around us. See whether we can finish that season in 3rd spot. But look, Garth is giving his lineup. He actually has gone with this side. He's gone with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Lindelof, and Malacia. He's expecting Shaw to not come back, or if he is back, not to even risk him. He's got Casemiro with Fred with the legs around him. Give Eriksen a bit of a day off. Bruno in the hole. He's gone with Sancho on the right again, which I think is good. Martial scored as well, so he goes up front, and he gives Rashford a rest. So he's saying we're going to draw 1-1 at Old Trafford. Rashford probably comes off the bench and gets a goal to save us. That's the way it looks like from here. It looks like we're going to be 1-0 down and having to bring Rashford on, and then he saves us. I hope that's not the case. Look, I've gone with a win because we've made Old Trafford a fortress, and I believe he's going to make quite a few changes. Take a look at my team, what I've done. I've gone with Dalot going at right back, giving Wan-Bissaka a little bit of a break and giving Dalot some game time. Maguire gets his last game for Man United in a Man United shirt, I believe, along with Lindelof. And then you've got Malacia left back because, of course, Shaw is out. I think we'll still stick with Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno and take off players halfway through the game rather than having to bring them on. It's better to start the game with your strong side, try and get a little bit of a lead, and then bring off your players. Sancho, having moved over to the right, I loved him on the right when he came on and moved over to the right side. I think he's pretty, I don't know, in the way we play, I think he was pretty useless off the left. The minute Anthony came off and Sancho went right and Rashford came on onto the left side, I was thinking, you know what? This looks very good and we're going to get 4 goals. And seriously, from the minute he came off and that 3 was on the pitch, you saw Rashford on the left, Martial up front, and Sancho on the right. I was just reminiscing about pre-season when them 3 were up there and we looked potent. We were just having chances, and we actually convert chances with those 3 in that formation. And yeah, that's what happened. So yeah, I've gone with Martial to remain up front after he scored once again. So he's on 9 goals this season. And yeah, I think that's the team that I'm going with. And I've said 3-1. I believe Sancho will get a goal because he's playing in his preferred position. Although a lot of people say it's left, I say he looks much more comfortable on the right. I've gone with Martial to score another goal and Garnacho to come off the bench and get a goal. I believe he will come off the bench and cause a lot of havoc with Sancho staying on the field, Rashford coming off to rest, and just continuing that game, that kind of attacking power and pace on both sides of the field will be okay. Just to look at I haven't even gone through a little bit of our last game. You remember, let's just let that marinate for a bit. Man United battering Chelsea 4-1 without even a little bit of a fight. Chelsea were crap. They played good football, but they were toothless. I got to say, they were so toothless. I've never seen Chelsea like that before. And the managers, I would say Lampard is out of his depth. How is he not starting Felix, who's so good? And how is he not even playing a recognised striker up front in Aubameyang, who, if you create them kind of chances for him, I'm sure he would have scored. And we would have been struggling. We should have been 3-1 down at halftime. But look, hats off to Lampard for playing the football that he's playing and choosing Havertz up front and Mudryk on the left. No problem. I'll take that all day. Casemiro, Martial, Fernandes, and Rashford all banging to top off a good display in the end. We won the game very nicely. So Rashford, let's take a look. Rashford on 30 goals for the season, 9 assists. Lovely conversion rate as well, 24% conversion rate. So that's very good. From 123 shots, he scored 30 goals. Lovely. Look at Martial, though. He scored 9 goals from nearly 30 shots. He's on 31% goal conversion. When he gets a chance, he does score a goal. So, yeah, the team's looking good. Man United looking like they're ready to win the game. I've gone with 3-1. Garth's gone with a 1-1 draw. I think Ten Hag is going to make the right decisions. Once again, as always, he knows what he's doing. He's been doing the right things for the majority of the season. And, I think we win this game and we remain in third. And then end of the next week, when we come to playing Chelsea, we're going to get our asses handed to us. But, look, you never know. It's the final. I feel this way. I'd rather feel negative and then we get a win or penalties, we win on penalties or something, than me just saying, yeah, we're going to win. Yeah, I can't see it happening. In my wildest dream, I can't see United beating them. I feel like Martinez is a major loss for this kind of game because he sets up all the attack. I've been saying from day one, he's a major difference to the way we've been playing this season. He's actually been, him and Casemiro have been the catalyst to Man United in getting back to the levels that we are playing at right now. Without those two, we will be sitting somewhere around mid-table. No doubt about it in my mind. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a tough one. But let's talk about that next week. Let's see what they've got. They may get some injuries. Let's see what we got. We may get people back. You never know. And hopefully, you know, the thought of it being a derby may bring it to a level where, you know, they don't play as well as they should do. And the thought of it being Man United and having to, you know, potentially get a treble by beating United, maybe that will be in some of the players' mind and they might lose their form a little bit. You never know. Let's just hope something happens where we become winners on that day. But until then, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the game tomorrow. Tomorrow I will see you guys for the reaction. And you know we're going to come with them 3 points. Peace out.